Hey everybody. My name is Devonte. I go by Vontae for short, or D. And I am 24 years old. Uh, I am a Florida native, born and raised in Florida, but I currently live in Gainesville, Florida. I'm sorry, I just ate, so mm, yeah. Um, I reside currently in Gainesville, Florida. I've been here for about 7 years. Moved here for school. And the reason why I'm making this video, as you saw, I'm pretty sure in the title, is to document my journey with cancer. I was diagnosed. This is the second time around. I'll give a little bit of an introduction about what I've been through before with cancer. But I was diagnosed in February of 2019 on the 2019 on the 24th. So, yeah, that's when I was diagnosed the first time. I was diagnosed with stage 3 lymphoma. When I got the diagnosis and everything, didn't know anything about that much about cancer except you can, you got two choices. You can either beat it or, you can let it beat you. And I definitely know that whatever happened at that point, I just knew that I wasn't going to let it beat me. I was going to beat it. So I went ahead and kind of prepared myself in that way. But I started to feel pain, up in this area, lymph nodes swollen kind of everywhere. And I made an appointment and went to my doctor. And after I went to the doctor, had a scan and had some tests ran. That's when, I got the call to come in, and he told me about the diagnosis and everything. The way everything went the first time around, I had radiation at first. I did have a choice of having surgery, but because it hadn't spread throughout my entire body, I said, no way. How can that be an option? Which I thought about it. I thought, okay, I can go and have the surgery and it's over. But he said, no, it's a little more complicated than that. So that's when he told me about the radiation. I had heard about radiation. The only thing I had heard about radiation is, in movies like The Hills Have Eyes, and you have the people that have dealt with the radioactive chemicals and they're weird and all of that. That's the only thing I know about radiation. So he told me, we're gonna do radiation, and we're gonna do. I think I had to do it 3 times a week. Yeah, it was 3 times a week for, I want to say 4.5 months. I can't exactly remember. 4.5 months. And I said, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. And I started to do the radiation. Started my radiation treatment. But before I did, you do radiation. You go in and you get fitted for your radiation mask, and that basically just keeps you still, while you're in the machine and having the treatment done. So I went in for that. You lay in the machine and you get the right molding and position. They mold this thing around your body, exactly where you're gonna lay and how you're gonna lay to keep you still, because the rays have to target precise areas, and it has to be on point. So you can't move. And so much to think about, so much to try to remember. You can't sleep during the treatments at all, because you have to hold your breath during certain points. And the nurse told me it's kind of cool to me because it kept your heart out of the way and allowed your lungs to expand, is what she told me. So I said, wow, that's kind of cool. And the good thing about the mask is you do get to decorate the mask. The masks are very plain, but you do get to decorate them if you choose to. But the bad thing that I hated about it is it leaves these indentions on your skin, but they go away eventually. So kind of like wearing a do-rag or something tight around your forehead. You always have that line. Well, it leaves those indentions of the mask on your skin. And then after that, started my radiation treatments. And those treatments were about 30 minutes apart, 30, 45 minutes apart. And I would be very tired, very exhausted afterwards. I dealt with my skin peeling. I dealt with having dry skin. Kind of like it burns your skin almost. I dealt with a lot of weight loss. I did not lose much hair. The only hair loss that I did experience was thinning around my edges. I had a little bit of thinning around my edges, but as far as like losing actual dreads, from my scalp, from the root, I really didn't have much hair loss at all, if any. But it was harsh on my body. As far as me, I lost a lot of weight. I wasn't eating much, and I got sick to a point to where I had to eat out of one of these. I had to go on a liquid diet. Don't know what I did with the thing that comes out of it, but I had to go on a liquid diet. I couldn't keep any whole solid foods down, so I had to go on a liquid diet, and that didn't really help in me gaining weight at all. But once I got to a point where I could keep solid foods down, I regained my weight, started feeling a little better. But it is bad to where you're exhausted. And me, I will go into treatments straight from out of work. And I have a very physically demanding job. I work for FedEx. I work in a warehouse. So yeah, I'm lifting things that are anywhere from 140 to 160 pounds. Way more than what I weigh. So yeah, I'm not weak at any means. But from me being so tired from work and me going through that, I would be wore out by the time everything was done. But I still worked. I did not. No, let me stop. I did. I went on a leave of absence for 4 months. I went on a leave of absence for the entire duration because I said I can't do this. I'm too tired. Then I was at work. I started to feel like I was gonna faint and pass out. I started to feel sick. Didn't have any energy. I'm like moving around, like struggling to lift things, and people are seeing this, and I'm trying to keep all of my business on the wraps. I don't want anybody to find out. I did tell one of my supervisors and a coworker because I felt like I should tell somebody. I didn't want them to put me in a point to where I was a liability or kind of force me into not working because of my condition. But I worked until I couldn't work no more. And I don't give up easily, so that weighed heavily on my spirit, the fact that I had to stop working for 4 months. But it allowed me to get myself together. It allowed me to be at a mental capacity to where I could fight and deal with it. Radiation wasn't working so well. So my doctor put me on chemotherapy. The chemotherapy is what, when I talk about weight loss and how I'm feeling so tired, the radiation made me tired to where I didn't want to eat. But as far as not having an appetite, the chemotherapy, it leaves you tired, it leaves you wore out, you don't have an appetite, you don't even want to get up and move afterwards, you just want to lay there and sleep. So that is what was so harsh on my body as far as me not having an appetite and me losing so much weight. I have lost so much weight, which I have before and after pictures I'll probably post. The skin, like my eyes was like, you could like sunken in my skin. I didn't have no fat on my cheekbones, like I was like a skeleton almost, like facial hair looking like a reincarnated Jesus Christ. For real, like an Israelite. Like I was like in bad shape. But thank God that turned around. And the chemotherapy started to work. and things started to get much better. And because the chemotherapy started to work, and I started to make progress, a lot of progress at that, my spirits came up. I would feel even better. I would be in such a good mood to where I wasn't as tired as I was initially. And so I do want to say that having a good outlook on it, having a positive outlook, and keeping a good spirit and a positive spirit does help in beating it, getting over it. You know what I'm saying? It really does help. I mean, because I feel like if you feel good in your mind, your body's gonna feel good. That's the way that I look at it. That's just the way that I look at it. First time around, I did not want to share. I did not want to tell anybody because I was confused. I didn't know what was going on. I'll be at my doctor's appointments. My doctor be talking to me, and it's just going through one ear and out the other because I'm just so scared and just so trying to take in what he just said. I'm not listening to what he's saying now, and so I didn't want to tell my family. I didn't want to tell anybody, but it was stage 3. Radiation wasn't working, so I said I don't have a choice but at this point to tell them. I'm being distant because I'm tired. I'm sleeping all day. They're calling my phone, can't reach me because I'm asleep, tired, MIA. And so I said I don't want it to be a point where something happens to me and they're blindsided and caught off guard, because I wouldn't want to be put in that position either. So I said I don't have a choice but to tell them. And so I did tell them, and they were there, very supportive. Sometimes they would be a little bit overbearing, where I told myself this is something, which is my reason for not telling them, is my family can be a little controlling. They could be a little sheltering. So I said, this is something I have to go through on my own. For me to be strong, for me to be independent, for me to depend on myself, because I could have family that'll support me all day long, but I have to be the one to go in there and fight for my life and do what I have to do. I have to be the one to do that. And in going, to my treatments, you will see kids. You'll see kids there. And I met this kid and his mom. He was about, I think it was 6 or 7, I can't remember. But she said, yeah, I said, I come to a certain point, and after a certain point, I release him and I let him go, and he has to do what he has to do on his own, because I can't be there to do it for him. And that made me look at it a different way. You see grown men, you see men, older men, come off their jobs working in construction, lawn service, whatever it is that they're doing. They come in, getting their treatments, getting up and going out and doing what they have to do to provide for their family. And so I said, who am I to have somebody here holding my hand? And I said, it's going to make me much more resilient. It's going to make me a much more stronger young man when I come out of this situation. So I did decide to go ahead and do it on my own. And I didn't want to tell anybody, but I did. But I let my family know, look, I'm sorry, but, if something was to happen to me, I don't want to be the person where people remembers me as being sick, remember me looking like this, remember me looking like that. I want people to celebrate me. And it's crazy, you start talking in that manner, like, you're gonna die, but things become real. You can't be in denial about it. I'm a realist, so I'm real with myself. And I said, I don't want people to remember me being sick. I want people to remember me being the live person that I am, being the upbeat, comical person that I am. I don't want people to remember me in that way. So I told them, look, I want to go through this on my own. I don't need you coming with me, none of that. They did come around, they were here, they did come in, they cooked, they cleaned, they bought me food, they made sure I was okay. My brother checked in on me after my treatments, made sure that I was alright. My family who was not here, they called in, made sure I was good and everything. And sometimes my brother would have to drop me out because I couldn't drive. I was just too tired sometimes. But that's how the first thing went. Went into remission by the grace of God, right? Went into remission, and now I'm at this point again, a year and 3 months later. but I now have a tumor on my brain. Now I have a tumor on my brain, so now I have to deal with that. Different from the last situation because I had, although it was stage 3, I had so much of a chance to make it, so much of a chance to make it out and beat it. Statistics of the survival rate is high when it came to lymphoma, especially for somebody my age, my lifestyle. I was healthy, so I just looked at it as something that I was gonna get over. It was just something that I was going through at the time. I always thought this too shall pass. It's just a matter of time. I just have to stay down, do what I gotta do, and I'll get over it. But this situation is a little different because the survival rates aren't, they're below 50% survival rate. So when you see that, you start to really, really, really get scared. At least I started to get scared and started to worry a lot. Like, it may be something that is not affecting me as much now because my doctor says that it's controlled and it's not growing. But what if, that changes today, tomorrow, next week? What if that changes and I drop dead, And so I said, okay, well, we need to jump on this and do what we got to do. And I was diagnosed, I have this diagnosis about 2 months ago. And this time around, I told myself I was not going to tell my family at all because I actually have a grandparent who was just diagnosed with cancer as well. So I said, that's just too much for my family to deal with right now. And by my grandparent, being my grandparent, a much older adult, I said, my family needs to be more focused and more focused on that, on him than me. So I said, this is something that, and then I didn't want to put any stress on that grandparent because of what they were going through. I didn't want them to, be worried about me. And so I decided to keep things to myself until I told my grandmother, which she told my mom. My mom started posting on my Facebook, and then kind of forced my hand with that one, where I didn't have a choice but to make a general post telling people, I have a brain tumor, but I'm handling it and doing what I have to do, because I knew people were gonna start questioning and wondering what was going on. And since I had just been promoted at work, I told my doctor, I said, me not working right now is definitely not an option. I have to work. I have to continue to work because my insurance is through my job. So I have to work to be able to pay for all of this. Like, ain't no way I'm not gonna work. Like, and he knows from me having lymphoma, I'm gonna work until I can't work no more. He knows that I'm gonna work and I'm not gonna stop and give up without a fight. So he knows that I'm gonna work. So I'm like, which I know when I was going through my first diagnosis and treatments and rounds of everything, I knew then that they were developing this cancer pill, this chemo pill. So I said, is that an option right now? And he said, okay. Where do I sign up? So I was on the chemo pill. Been on the chemo pill. Been on the chemo pill for the last 2 months. Don't like pills at all that much. I don't mind small pills, but the big pills it's a problem. Like, it's like my throat want to close up almost when I start to take them. But this is the pill, kind of big, yeah. So, and after going back every week, twice a week, because I would make my own appointments. But after going back every week, the chemo pill wasn't doing much. It wasn't really doing anything at all. But I will share with you what it did do. What I came across today is this. came across yesterday. So this is fresh. This is like, yeah. I was in the car today and I started, just casually running my fingers through my hair, loosening up my hair or whatever, and there I go, I got dreads falling in my lap. So I said, okay, I'm out and about. I know this is a side effect from the chemo pill, which my doctor said most likely it wouldn't happen, but everybody's body is different. I was trying to tell him, you may be telling me this might not happen, but I'm like, everybody's body is different. Everybody's body different. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to wait till I get home and I will finish. And this is what I gathered. This is how much hair that I pulled out of my hair today. And that made it more real. I can't be in denial about it. I know that it's something that I have to now deal with, and it's gonna be a part of my life. I'll give a small story about my life recently. Newly single man. I was in a relationship for the past five and a half years. So I've been single for about 6 months now, and was looking to do a lot of stuff like travel, just have a good time, like shop, like save money. I wanted to move in a house in the next year. Like I wanted to start investing in a few things, like really like set myself up financially for the future. And having fun too, because I feel like I never had a chance to do that in my young adult years. I'm now 24. I've never clubbed like that. I've never, like, I've traveled now. I've, done nice things or whatever. But as far as living your life, like, there's a lot of living that I have not done. So, with this whole, COVID-19 situation going on, with the whole coronavirus and, just a lot of different things going on in the world. And now me having to deal with this fresh diagnosis, it's putting a damper on things. It's kind of putting a halt on things. But like I was telling, one of my best friends, this is nothing that's gonna stop me from living my life. I'm still gonna travel. I'm still gonna have fun. We still have a trip that we need to take. It's just a lot of different things that I want to do, and I'm still gonna do. This is not gonna stop me. And I do want to say that this is something that I do make a part of my daily routine. I fit it in, but I don't stop doing what makes me happy. At the time when I'm dealing with my treatments and the cancer, I'll deal with it. But after it's said and done, I'm still going to be mindful of what I eat. I'm still going to be mindful of the things that I do. But as far as me being happy and doing things that are not going to affect me in any type of way, I'm still going to do those things. I was inspired to make this channel and start these videos documenting my journey of having cancer the second time around, a year and a couple months later, out of remission. I said, you know what? It's my testimony. You know what I mean? And if me sharing my journey, if it helps somebody else, then so be it. Even if it helps one person, I'll do that. It makes me feel good. And it'd be nice to look back when everything is said and done and look back at how, I came, how far I came. So that's it for right now. I'm gonna try to post these videos on the daily. Also, if there's anything that I left out, there's any questions, any recommendations, any advice that you would like to give me, please feel free to drop that down in the comment section below. I do want to say that I appreciate anybody that likes, subscribes, comments, or whatever with this video. But I will try to post on a daily after each of my treatments, just to give you guys an update of what's been going on and how my body has been reacting to the different treatments, and if things are progressing, if they're getting worse. Just giving you guys an update on where I would be at that point in time. But until then, like I always say, be in peace and not in pieces. Oh yeah, y'all stay safe now. Wash your hands. I see a lot of y'all coming out of the bathroom, touching doorknobs and stuff, and not washing your hands. Wash your hands, okay?